okay? And not just any sort of stuffed tomatoes. We're gonna stuff them with a really nice kind of risotto mixture that's meaty. We're gonna throw some meat in there. It's gonna be delicious. But first off, I just wanna kind of share what's already going on in here. You're gonna wanna use bigger tomatoes. We're gonna be using beefsteak tomatoes. They're nice and big. We have some tomatoes here, which I've already hollowed out. So I cut off the top. And that's gonna be what we stuff. So anyways, guys, I'm just finishing out hollowing out this tomato. We wanna really fill up the tomatoes. I've got 3 done already, all right? So here's the third. You get the knife, nice sharp knife, careful with your hands. And then you wanna cut a circle around the stem where the stem would connect to the tomato. Then you get a little spoon and kind of scoop out the insides of the tomato. There we go. You see? I got my 4th tomato. Salt each and every one of them. So be sure. I've already salted the other ones. And now we're just waiting for those to be stuffed. I also have some Campari tomatoes that are in the oven right now. So they're roasting in the oven and they're roasting at 425. So they're going to be coming out soon and we're going to blend that. And that's going to be a sauce that we kind of just top on top of the tomatoes. Also, for the stuffing, we have a pesto. The pesto is already shared on my website, so you can get that full recipe there. But the pesto is just going to kind of be the mixture that we have inside with the risotto and the ground turkey. The colors are red and green for the most part, so you know what that screams. Christmas! I do have some oil on the stove as well, which is over medium-high heat. But you want to wait for that oil to warm up before we throw in the meat. What I want to do is throw in the turkey. I'm using ground turkey. You're welcome to use any meat you want. I like to keep it a little leaner with the ground turkey. You could also do ground chicken. And I'm just gonna be adding 3 things. A little bit of kosher salt, a little bit of curry powder, and then salt and pepper. The ground turkey is already on the stove. We have our tomatoes all hollowed out. The other tomatoes are in the oven, which are going to be the sauce. Pesto is already made for the mixture. Now we're just getting everything ready for the risotto. Right now I have a shallot right here. Ooh, the shallot's got me feeling things. So we have the shallot all chopped up here. I also have about a cup of cremini mushrooms, guys. They don't need to be, super finely chopped. So that's all right here. That's going to be thrown into the risotto mixture that's going to kind of come together relatively quickly. Let's go check on the turkey. My turkey's just about done. I'm going to put this aside. And in this same pan, what I'm going to do is start the risotto. My turkey is out of the pan. Into the same pan that we just cooked the turkey, we're going to throw in some pancetta. I'm going to throw in about 1/4 of a cup of pancetta right into the pan. We're also going to add in that 1 shallot that we chopped up. I'm just going to add in a pinch of kosher salt. And then once the shallot starts to soften, then we're going to throw in the mushrooms. Now's the perfect time to take out your roasted tomatoes from the oven. All right, I just got my tomatoes out of the oven. There was a minor close call, a little bit of smoke. This is real life. All right, we have the tomatoes out of the oven. All right, so we're throwing the tomatoes right into the blender. We're also going to add about 1/2 cup of fresh basil. I'm not going to lie, I went over to the fridge and I forgot what I was getting. We're going to throw in some fresh basil, about 1/2 cup of fresh basil, okay? So we have the 1 garlic clove, and then we're just going to add a little pinch of salt as well. And that's going to be our sauce, which we're going to add on top of our tomatoes. So my sauce is blended. We're going to go over to our stove, check on the risotto. As the shallot and the pancetta start to cook in the pan, add a little bit of white wine. So my shallots have softened, and now's the perfect time for me to add in the mushrooms as well. And again, guys, if you're not doing the mushrooms, skip this step, We're going to add a little bit of salt as well. So with the pancetta and the mushrooms and the shallots all going for about 10 minutes now, it's the perfect time for me to add in the rice. The key to risotto is keeping it over about a medium heat and slowly adding in liquid as it cooks. You never want the pan to dry up, and you want to continue to add liquid until the rice fully absorbs all the liquid and the rice is cooked. We're going to use wine as well as a little bit of broth for this recipe. Low sodium vegetable broth. So I'm going to be throwing that into the pan. If you don't want to use the wine, you can easily just substitute it all for broth or even a little bit of water, although the broth and the wine obviously are going to make it a lot more flavorful. So we're going to add in about a half a cup of rice to the pan. The rice is in there again with the mushrooms and the pancetta and the shallot, so it's all still in there. We just added the rice on top, added a little bit of white wine, and you just want to make sure that the rice is pretty much like just submerged. I'm also going to be using low sodium vegetable broth to add in. So as the rice continues to cook, and we'll give it some stirs. Let's go over and cook the risotto, and then we'll stuff the tomatoes. Rice is still going, but it's almost done. Once the rice is cooked and all the liquid has been absorbed in the pan, we're gonna throw the turkey back in, mix that up. So the risotto is finally cooked. It's nice and fluffy. We're gonna add in now that ground turkey that we cooked before, right into the same pan. We're gonna add in the pesto to the turkey and the risotto mixture. That's going to be kind of the finishing touch. Heat is off the oven at this point. Now we're just gonna mix. So the stuffing is now done. We're gonna take our tomatoes. Finally, it's the moment you've been waiting for. We have our tomato here. Take some of the stuffing, and with the spoon, we're just gonna carefully tuck it right into the tomato. But you almost wanna overflow it a little bit. I just filled up the tomato. We're gonna add a little extra all around. We have like a little bit of kind of the stuffing surrounding the tomato. Top it off with some of our tomato sauce right on top. I always suggest a little bit of Pecorino Romano cheese right on top. This is one of my favorite dishes. Oh yeah. There's so many different flavors going on, but it all works so cohesively. I hope you guys give it a try. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And if you liked it, like it, and subscribe to my channel. There will be many more videos to come. Thank you guys. Enjoy.